Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Talking Reds Head to Head. Myself, Halftime Hooks is back. 2 weeks off, but we are back, and Premier League is back. Club football is back. Liverpool back, and Saka is back. Saka is back on the score sheet as well. How badly you need a Saka, by the way. You've finally got someone there that knows where the goal is. It showed the other night. Came on, scored, tapping. It was a tapping, but he knew where the goal was. He made a great run. Martinelli got the job done as well. Liverpool got the job done last night. Jota finally showing what Jota can do. The mazy run and the finish as well. Some big talking points over the last 2 weeks. Lots happened. Hooks, a lot has happened. Trent, Real Madrid. Contract talk again. And Gabriel being injured as well for you. Big miss for you going into Champions League against Real Madrid. And we're going to end tonight's stream on a little bit of a fun twist of which player for each club, Liverpool and Arsenal, would break the internet this summer if it was a transfer to happen this summer. Look, how are you feeling, mate? Football back, Arsenal back on the winning run. 12 points, went to 9 points, went back to 12 points. Can it decrease again, do you think, this weekend?
I just want to go back to the international break because it was like life was so much better, man. Like I had Gabriel. That's all I'm feeling. Like it's just so hard to think about anything else at the moment because like that is such like the magnitude of that miss is insane. Like I think the magnitude of that miss for Arsenal is bigger than Saka.
You know what? I think you're right on that.
Like, this is the way that I at least see it is. So, I mean, if we make it specific to the Real Madrid game, I think the home tie, it doesn't really matter too much. But the away leg, we need Gabriel's leadership. Like, he commands that back line. Like, we've all seen that Saliba can be quite shaky when Gabriel's not next to him. We've seen it at Arsenal. We've seen it for France. They've just built up such a like telekinetic partnership. And I feel like Saliba relies heavily on Gabriel to like communicate a lot of the game state to him. And that's why they're so well. Like he relies on Gabriel to sweep up a lot of the stuff that actually happens. And I don't know if you watch Arsenal games, like, especially when you're at the ground as well, you hear Gabriel screaming all the time. He's screaming, like, he's a voice. Like, don't get me wrong, he'll probably like before games he'll be in the changing rooms. He'll obviously be in the stands. Like he'll be supporting the team, but it's just not the same. And I feel like I'm just not allowed to like have all my toys out at the same time. I feel like I'm only allowed 1 or 2 toys. The rest have to stay in the cage because there's still now to this point, there hasn't been one moment in the season where I've had all my best players at the same time. Not once in this season. And it's like, I was so gassed. Like I'm watching the game and I'm like, like I'm watching Saka come on. And I'm like,
you want to enjoy it. You want to get hope again, don't you? That's what it is. You want hope again, and then you see that happening. And it's like just when you think, yeah, Saka's back, might maybe put a little bit of pressure on Liverpool here for the rest of the season. But then see Gabriel, who's probably been better than Saliba this season, if I'm honest.
Yeah, he has.
Getting injured like that.
Last season as well. Like Gabriel's been you could even argue that Gabriel has been our best player this season. I think it's very close between him and Partey. And now, and do you know what is as well, yeah? Like, cool. I think we will absolutely destroy Everton. Like maybe not from a scoreline perspective, but definitely the runner play. We're gonna like. I watched that Liverpool Everton game, and Everton are crap. Oh my god, they're like, but they at no point in the game could they just get the ball under control.
They just went straight on pace and they went on counter attack each time.
It was so bad. Like their players, like technical ability is poor. Like I don't know. I just don't see them as a threat. But say, look, we beat them. Cool. Like, I think that, don't get me wrong, I don't think you lot played great either. And
no, we were shit.
Against a team that has a little bit more like sting up front, it gets tricky. Like I think Fulham away that will pose a big threat to especially if you play the way you played against Everton. Now, let's just say in the scenario where, let's just say hypothetically speaking, we do bring the point gap all the way down to 3 points. Yeah.
Yeah.
We still have to go to Anfield with no Gabriel.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Going to Anfield with oh my God, Kiwior will play on the side of Salah.
Do you think with that game specifically, do you think you put Saliba at that side just to keep an eye on Salah?
Maybe, maybe
what's Timber and Calafiori like? Is Timber out as well for a bit?
Actually, Calafiori might be back by then because Calafiori is out until May.
So he could play centre back, can't he? He could play left back. He could play centre back, left side centre back.
Ben White is also another option, but it just like I feel like it would have been like, because a big part of it as well is we need someone that side who is experienced and has that leadership, because Miles Lewis-Skelly plays left back, a young player who doesn't have the experience, who has relied a lot on Gabriel to kind of manage him through games as well on the pitch. So we just lose a lot, and I don't know, like it's not fair, man. Like we can, like obviously we're at fault. We like the club is culpable. Like at all levels, it's like a joint kind of enterprise. Like, Mikel Arteta, should he have rotated more? Should he have rotated better over the last 3 years? Should he have trusted more in his squad depth, in the players that he did have? Why did he buy so many players that he had no intention of playing? Yada yada yada. Why did he promote players that he had no intention of playing? Like I hear all of the critics. Like, why did Arteta play Gabriel in the game against PSV when we was already winning 7-1? I completely understand all of that. But then I also think on the other side, it's very rare, and you rarely see it, that a team will not play their best centre-back partnership when they're fit and available. Like, I just look at you. Look how many games Van Dijk has played.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And then people will say, oh, but Gabriel's more of an aggressive defender. He travels more up and down the pitch, yada, yada, yada. But we're a team that we have the majority of the ball.
I'd say your defence has got more protection than Van Dijk as well.
There's that as well. So it's very rare. Like, it's very rare you see Gabriel like making like really quick sprints back on transit. It's very rare that you see it. It does happen, but it's very rare. And it's like more often than not, I think I've seen Saliba like chase people down more than Gabriel. So it's like, I don't. It is what it is. Like there's maybe the board is culpable. Like, why did they not spend money in the summer? Sorry, in January. Maybe you can even put a bit of blame on Edu as well. Why did we bring in someone like Calafiori, who, even though I like him, but the injury proneness we're shooting ourselves in the foot at the moment. And it's just like, I would have rathered anybody else on that pitch go down than Gabriel. And like, obviously
that's mad.
And then obviously when you're watching the game, like, you're not thinking, oh, Gabriel's gone for the whole season. You think, oh, he might be gone maybe 2 to 4 weeks, at most. What you're thinking, because it didn't look that bad. It didn't look that bad. Everyone knew that, okay, it's hamstring. We all knew it was hamstring, but it didn't, like, he wasn't screaming, like he walked.
You know it's going to be a season ender. But obviously, like you said, Gabriel, he didn't. It's just a normal injury, isn't it? It's just a normal hamstring injury. You think that's it? 4 weeks tops, you'd say. Normal hamstring, 4 or 5 weeks. But yeah, season ender's a killer, and that again puts that so much doubt on you. I'm not saying you're going to catch it. I don't think you'd caught us anyway. But how important he is, especially that Real Madrid game in the Champions League and that game at Anfield. If there's any chance of catching Liverpool at all, that game at Anfield's huge, and you need Gabriel and Saliba.
And now I'm going to be watching the Real Madrid game, and every time Rodrigo's running at Kiwior or Mbappe's running at Kiwior, my heart's just gonna. I'm gonna be so stressed, and where like, don't get me wrong, there's always a certain stress level when you're watching your team versus the likes of Real
It
Madrid.
just turns it up a little volume, doesn't it? Yeah, I get you.
Just completely cranked up the volume. So, hey, man, it is what it is. I guess at the end of the day, it was great to see Arsenal back. You know, I did miss watching Arsenal. It was good to see Saka come back and not just get the goal, but the reception was amazing. Like, the reception that he got was like absolutely astounding. Like, you can tell how much the Arsenal fans really love this boy. Like, it's so evident to see, and you could see like when he stood up and was like, even before like he was coming on, like there was moments when, you know, he was running up and down, warming up, and like the fans were like, oh, they can feel
the
anticipation. And then when he finally stood up to come on, it was deafening.
Yeah,
it was deafening, and like he definitely could feel the love. Like we've missed this guy. Like, say what you want about him, for Arsenal, he's Mr. Consistent. He's Mr. like game in, game out, give you 100%. You know, makes things happen. Like even when Erdegaard was out, he was the guy that was like really carrying us on his back from a creative perspective as well. Like he's been out for 4 months and he still created the second
highest in the league. Yeah, and Salah. And Salah's having like a unbelievable season. As in, like it's hard to even explain Salah's season. So that just I mean, I don't. For me, Hooks, right, I don't get the hate on Saka at all from rival. I don't get it. For me, he's always been a class player. He's always been the guy he carried you like 3-4 years ago when he came through at such a young age. He carried your team for a long time. For the young age that he is, the maturity that is grown into. And when he doesn't score and he goes on a bad patch, it's like, oh yeah, he's never going to be the levels. Saka's fucking levels. I'm telling you that now. I won't say it's Salah yet. He's got to do this Champions League, Premier League consistency. And especially Champions League, he's got to turn up in Champions League a little bit more and be consistent. But again, that's the team that needs to do at Arsenal. But Saka, for the age that he is, when about 5 years ago, when I saw Saka coming on to your when you was like sixth, seventh, you know, the ones where you were challenging for title, I thought, oh, I'd love Liverpool to go for Saka, you know, as a backup to Salah and eventually take over Salah. He is, and I saw someone, can't think who it was now, I saw it on Twitter the other day. Someone said he was top 3 in the world. I think Declan Rice said he's top 3 in the world. So, and I saw Liverpool fans laughing at it, and I'm thinking, he is, really. Salah, Rodrigo, Saka, that's your top 3. Oh, Yamal potentially. I put him above Rodrigo.
I would put Yamal and Saka both above.
I put Yamal, Saka as top 3 with Salah. Saka is unbelievable player, and it's such nice to see someone such homegrown and doing well, and he's such a brilliant person off the pitch as well, which is nice to see. He's such a humble person off the pitch, and I always back players like that, no matter what. I always back players. They're humble off the pitch, and there's such levels on the pitch. You've got to back the player, and I'd love someone like that at Liverpool to take over Salah at some point. It's never going to happen now. It's certainly under our ownership. Canal won't buy his toenail under our ownership. So, but yeah, Saka deserves absolute praise, and say they haven't missed Saka is a big spit in the face of Saka, if I'm honest. Your injuries this season, a big overplaying players running down to the ground. You are pretty much Liverpool. This is what we do. We run players into the ground. We don't do enough off the pitch to ensure we have depth. Look at this season. We have kept players fit. That's the major difference between Liverpool and Arsenal this season, is the fact that we have kept players fit in certain key areas fit. We're losing Alisson Becker. It's absolutely fine because we've got Kelleher behind it, but we've kept Van Dijk fit, we've kept Salah fit, we've kept Gravenberch fit. That midfield especially, Gravenberch, McAllister, Szoboszlai, keeping them fit are absolutely key. If we did, and we've got to be honest, if we did have the injury that you had, we would be probably a similar situation, maybe even worse.
If anyone had the injuries,
look,
Tottenham had something very similar, and look where they are.
Exactly, yeah.
So it's like, do you know? But this is the way that I at least see it is all the injuries that we do have, like it doesn't excuse certain things like losing to West Ham.
Yeah.
Or
it's not the excuse for dropping all. Yeah.
Drawing at Everton at home 0-0. Like there's no excuse for those results. Like, so I don't know, like drawing with Aston Villa when we probably should have won. We was actually, correct me if I'm wrong, I think we was 2-0 ahead as well. Like, yeah. So I'm not gonna sit here and blame injuries if we don't.
It hasn't cost you the league, has it? It hasn't cost you the league. What it's done is just not helped you.
It's made it very difficult.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just difficult, man.
The 2 week break though, we didn't go quiet, did it? Didn't go quiet. This one that I'm just bringing up right now at the bottom, Trent to Madrid. How did you see that playing out over the? Did that put a smile on your face over the 2 weeks?
I don't really care about it, to be honest. Like, I think it is what it is. You know, I imagine like for Liverpool fans, it's a very difficult time. Very annoying. But I think a lot of you kind of expected this like conclusion anyway. I think if it turns out that Salah and VVD end up leaving, that will hit Liverpool fans a bit more than Trent because it was a little less expected. Whereas I feel like Trent was expected. I don't know, the stories that came out, a bit of it was a bit shady, but it's what Madrid do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, I hear like, there's two sides to every story, right? Like, there's the side of, you know, Liverpool local, young boy, born and bred, came through the academy, been there like since he was 6, you know. So there's like have the decency to let us know,
do it the right way. Yeah.
But then there's also the flip side of like when Madrid call you and tell you we're doing it on our terms, and that's that. If you want to go Real Madrid, you have to accept it. Do you know what I mean?
I think people are going too far each way on this subject, and they always do. I think it's just a mainstream media talk absolute shite. People online talk a lot of shite, and it's the extreme of one way. Like it's all Trent's fault, it's all the club's fault. But rival fans looking over, I don't know what your thoughts on this. I think I've seen you speak about it once, but most rival fans saying why are Liverpool upset? Everyone's going to be upset. The way it's dealt with it is not good. It's not good. It is a bit shady. But then, if I think personally, I think the club's known for a long time, because when we were going over the reports in last month, 2 months, the talks about Trent in terms of new contract and Salah and Van Dijk in the new contract, it's been different sort of talks. They seem more confident with Salah and Van Dijk signing, but never been confident about Trent. I think they've known for a long time. If that is the case, they should have sold him on. And if they couldn't sell him on last season or the season before, if they'd known about it for 2 years, if they couldn't sell him on, then you don't play him. If he wants to go to Real Madrid for free, and he said, "Look, I'm going for free at the end of the thing, and they're not willing to buy me," then you're not playing. Liverpool as a club need to take some power back and some control of the situation. We have made this situation a thing. We've allowed Trent Alexander-Arnold to talk to other clubs for free. We've done the same with Van Dijk and Salah. And if they go, it's fully on the club. With Trent, it's a bit different because he's no boy. If this happened to Saka, Arsenal fans would feel the exact same. If Saka had done the same, spoken to Real Madrid behind the backs, the contract run down, it's still the club's fault. But again, it's hard to take as Saka, you're growing up in Arsenal, you're an Arsenal fan. There's more emotions involved, isn't there, Reece? There's more emotions involved in that. And it's like, as a Liverpool fan, you're living my dream. I would never leave Liverpool. But people think differently. People have different dreams. He's literally won everything at Liverpool. He can't do much more than just adding to his legacy. Maybe he just wants something different. Maybe. I'm not all for one for just throwing him out the saying, "Oh, you don't deserve to go to the parade." I'm not for one for that, calling names, everything like that. But I'll also say, look, you need to take account of how you've done things and how things have gone about here. but the club needs to take account as well. I'm sick of the club getting away with shit. And I've seen fans like, oh, but if Van Dijk and Salah go, then I will go after the club. But it's too fucking late by then. If you go for the club, then it's too late. You've allowed this shit to happen for too long. They're getting comfortable.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a tricky one. I just like,
and that's Saka ringing him up now, saying he's off. But yeah, I don't agree with how Trent's done it at all. Reece will get back to us. Yeah, I don't agree with how Trent's done it. But again, the club needs to take some accountability. I'm not happy about it. Obviously, we're losing one of our best players. Is what it is. I don't. What gets me is what's going to hurt me more is the fact that I know we're not going to replace this guy. I know for facts we're not going to go out there and replace enough. We've already seen today. I said to replace Trent, you get a right back that can defend. You're not going to replace a right back for Trent. That can do Trent stuff. You replace what he can do as a player in midfield. And the reports already today that we're not even looking at midfielder now, really.
Oh, really?
David Ornstein, Mr. FSG himself, has said, one second, I'll get it up. I'll find it up again. I'll try to find it. It did come out earlier. I'll tell you exactly what he says. It's the same shit every single summer, mate. So this is what David honestly said about midfield signings. This doesn't seem to be a department at the top of the priority list. If that's the case, you can understand why. Zubimendi was viewed as a market opportunity. And when Liverpool's pursuit didn't come to fruition, they decided to pivot in another target. It's been vindicated by Gravenberch's outstanding season, Endo's contributions, McAllister's consistency, and Jones shining when called upon. So we're not going to get a midfielder.
Oh, wow.
It's the same shit every single... And it's the gaslighting saying, oh, well, Gravenberch had a good season. Gravenberch is fucking knackered. He's not a 6. He's already said in an interview. He said in an interview the other day, not the other day, like a month ago, I want to play 8. I'm an 8, really. I've liked playing 6, so I'm still an 8. It's the consistent under... I knew it was going to happen. I'm just sick of it. It's the gaslighting from the journalists as well. Ornstein's very close to FSG. He always gets FSG's sort of exclusives, in terms of like the financial sort of stuff over in Boston. So this is what is being put out now. We're not prioritising the midfield.
It's a bit on you. Isn't FSG trying to buy Malaga as well?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's definitely they're definitely not reading the room. they're definitely.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, they're definitely not reading. They're not reading the room. They're not reading the room at all. They're not reading.
Not with the contract situation. I thought even if you're not using Liverpool's money to buy Malaga, wait, you do not release that news right now when you haven't got the free contract sorted. That is a read the room situation. Yeah. Absolutely spot on there.
Yeah, they're not. Yeah, that. Do you know what?
It's a piss take, isn't it? It's a piss take, isn't it?
But you know what? Yeah, if all of them do end up going, there is also the part of it that like you've generated no money from any of them, and that's probably the part that will kind of affect you the most, because under normal scenarios it'd be like okay, yeah, cool. We're not going to have to pay however much 100K a month. Well, sorry, a week for any of them. I mean, if you get all 3 of them over the line, you probably would have been paying just base, probably somewhere like 1.3, 1.4 a week. That's money that you can put somewhere else. But then it's like, will they put it where they need
we won't. That's the situation. Yeah, we won't.
And then it's like. So then it's like, as a Liverpool fan, what can you really expect your club to do? Now, I know you've been linked with like the Isaks, and I know recently you've been linked with Nico Williams as well. But it's like, do you really have any faith that they'll go out and spend in the way that you need them to? Like, I don't know. Like, me personally, I wouldn't. Like, looking at how your ownership's been, like the only time I've seen your ownership properly go out and make something happen is when they got Alisson and VVD, but you only got them because you sold Coutinho and generated all that money. So without generating funds, actually, I'm pretty sure every season that you've made signings, you've generated
Most of the money back. Yeah,
Yeah,
most of the money back. Say we bought Nunes that summer. People say, "Oh, we paid 85 million for Nunes." We've returned like 70 million in the sales, and we didn't buy anyone else really. Then we bought Arthur Melo on loan as a panic buy.
and that's what like he never played as well, right? Because he was always injured or something like that. So yeah. I mean, there's not a lot of yeah. I
Mate,
don't know.
we'd never do enough. Never do enough in that. I'm bracing myself again. And if we lose Salah and Van Dijk, and you just ask me there, what do I expect? Nothing. We're not going to replace that. And when you lose someone like Salah, you've got to replace those goals and those assists. So and someone like an Isak is a must. There's no way we pay for Isak.
Yeah,
No way we pay for Isak. The only way we pay for Isak is if Trent was going for 130 million.
yeah. It's crazy.
We generate money like Arsenal, like Man United. We generate £600 million revenue a year, and we don't ever see it really spent into the pitch. It's always through our sales, and this is why we might recoup some money back for Nunes, possibly Diaz if he goes. We could get like 120 million there, but this is what pissed me off, mate. Is Nunes and Diaz? If we sold them, that would recuperate for Isak alone. It shouldn't even touch anything that we could plan before in terms of transfer budget. But the thing is, we don't start with a transfer budget. We've got to generate it through our sales.
But then even if you like, if you sell Nunes and Jota, like you have to replace them.
Yep.
Like you can't okay sell Jota and Nunes and then buy Isak and that's it. Like you need somebody else. Like you need somebody else. There's no two ways about it. And will you go and get that some? See, that's the thing. Like even if you did sign Isak, it's not then you start running into the Arsenal problem where your squad's not big enough. So you have to overplay certain players because you don't trust in all of your squad. And then, because let's be honest, Isak has his injury, or at least throughout his career, he's had his injury problems. So if you have to play him too much because you don't have another option, you'd be up the creek without a paddle. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know. It's seeming like it's gonna be and you know what? Yeah, it's weird because you're on the way to winning the league. These are not the problems that a potential league winner should be having.
Yeah.
You should be like, yeah, man, winning the
We've
league.
won it. We'll build on that. Yeah.
Gonna go into the summer and properly build upon that and look to go again next year. But I wouldn't be surprised if most Liverpool fans go, yep, cool, won the league. Now, whatever happens next season happens. Whatever we take, whatever we can get, and that's such a weird position to be in, considering how good you've been this year. So it's a shame, but I hope you get it all sorted out. Because actually, I don't like. I'm someone like yeah. When it's time to I like to troll, but then I also look at the human element of it, and I wouldn't want my club to go through this because I know how jarring and
Yeah. Jarring is the perfect word.
Yeah,
It really is.
it's a super jarring.
It's really frustrating. Right, before you go then, Hooks, before we go, which signing would break the internet? I've put that bit. I don't know why I've put that bit. I'll put that off. So which signing this summer would break the internet? Obviously, everyone that can see the thumbnail. Hooks hasn't seen the thumbnail, but on the thumbnail, I've got a picture of Harry Kane in an Arsenal shirt. Not the one when he was a kid, when he was an Arsenal fan, but one also AI generated. Is Harry Kane the one for you? And what do you think about Harry Kane, though, to join Arsenal? Do you think it's if you were to get a striker, get Harry Kane and someone else, a youngster?
Get him. Bring him home. Yeah. A lot of Tottenham fans sing he's one of our own. No, he's not. He came from us. Bring him home. It's I think it's like a 50, 60 million release clause. Break it immediately. Bring him to the carpet. It would not only would it break the internet, it would break Tottenham fans. It would, because
the last straw.
Well, God forbid, Arsenal signed Harry Kane and then went on to win the league. Oh my God. I don't even want to know what Tottenham fans would lose their minds, and it would be beautiful to see. So, but the thing is, yeah, I think, oddly enough, I think any top striker, if Arsenal signed them, it breaks the internet because Arsenal Arsenal fans control the web, and Arsenal fans have been dying for a striker for ages. So the moment that one comes in, the internet is breaking.
Yeah,
that is what it is. But in terms
Harry Kane,
I don't know, I think even if Harry Kane went to Liverpool, it would break there because Harry Kane's just one of those players.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe like a Vinny Jr. or a Rodrigo to Man City, I think would.
It'd have to be a major. It has to be a big name. Yeah, Harry Kane's not a big name. I think if you got Harry Kane, honestly, I think X would actually break. I think it'd have to be off for a day or something, at least a week.
Yeah, the service would crash.
It really would.
I think Saliba to Madrid, I think would break the internet. Saka to anywhere, God forbid, I think breaks the internet. When Trent does the Real Madrid top, that's gonna. I
think if Salah and Van Dijk leave, it'll break the internet.
100%, 100 million percent, 100,000 million percent. That would happen.
You know what, Hooks? You know how the Premier League works, right? You know how the fixtures work. If you bought Harry Kane, they will purposely put Arsenal at home to Tottenham near the end of the season in case you do win the league.
Oh, they wouldn't it? Oh, that would be beautiful.
They would, and they'd put it to the point. Imagine if you've got a guard of honor for Tottenham fans for the league with Harry Kane. You know what? It wouldn't even surprise me if they put it to the last game of the season for the trophy lift.
Imagine I can say that I won the league at Tottenham's ground for a third time. Yeah, do you know what? Yeah, would Harry Kane throw it? Would Harry Kane?
Like Son did last year.
Yeah, would he throw? I don't know, man.
He's an Arsenal fan, isn't it? He's an Arsenal fan, so it makes sense. Harry Kane to Arsenal actually makes sense. As much as we're laughing at it actually makes sense. If he wants to come back to the Premier League and break Shearer's record, he's still got maybe 2 years. If Arsenal need a striker anyway, if Arsenal get a striker like a youngster striker and have Harry Kane as well, being an Arsenal fan, it sort of makes sense.
I don't think he would do it though. As much as the move would make sense, I just think that I don't think he could do it. I think he's been at Tottenham for way too long, and I think he knows deep down, he wouldn't be able to live anywhere near London. He would have to drive at least a good hour. He would have to live in some remote village. It would be too as good. Because don't get me wrong, signing Harry Kane and then maybe getting like a Ekatike or a Sesko as like a rotation option would be good, but I really can't see. As much as I would love for it to happen, I can't see that happening. Personally, I just can't see it happening.
If it does, though, if we're talking this into fruition, if it does, I need to see your reaction to it all. I think I bet you'll be probably live stream it for like 2 hours straight, just the reaction on their own, and I thought you would.
I'm inviting on all of the Tottenham fans that I know. All of the Tottenham fans that I know.
Shameless, absolutely shameless. The one signing I did actually originally have up on the thumbnail was Amad Diallo to Liverpool. That would break the internet. So Diallo's seen as like the star boy now at Man United. He's the one that could be the one that the sort of build around right now in terms of being a star boy. We're losing Mohamed Salah. We need the right winger. We just want that has potential to lift Man United. I'm not saying Diallo's going to be at Mohamed Salah levels, but he's got big potential. He's too good for Man United. Let's be honest. Too good for Man United. If Liverpool were to sign Amad Diallo, that would break the internet.
Or imagine
it would be an unreal signing.
Imagine if Manchester United signed Mo Salah on a free.
Oh. I suppose he scores a lot, doesn't he, at Old Trafford? It makes sense, but yeah, that never happened. I think the Harry Kane to Arsenal one's a bit more realistic than the Diallo one. The Diallo one never. I don't think there would be a direct swap from Arsenal, Liverpool, Man United ever in the future. Ince was the only one, wasn't he? I can remember. Owen did it obviously later down in his career. But yeah, Harry Kane to Arsenal would certainly break the internet. Diallo to Liverpool would certainly break the internet. I think Salah and Van Dijk leaving alone is going to break the internet. Saka to Real Madrid in a couple of years' time would break the internet. Hooks is going to get ready for that one. He knows. But you know right now in the back of your head, if you don't start winning things, you're in serious trouble at losing someone like a Saka or a Saliba.
Not Saka. Saliba, yeah, I don't think Saka.
Do you think Saka will do the Trent thing?
No, I think Saka will be a one club player.
All right, okay.
I think that the story that Saka's had, like, I think it would be because it's different. Because with Trent has won everything. With
yeah.
Saka hasn't won everything with Arsenal. So I think, and maybe if Saka had won everything with Arsenal, then I think maybe he would leave.
Yeah.
But because he hasn't won everything, and part of me feels like he wants to be the Arsenal player that won Arsenal the Champions League. So I think that he will stay at Arsenal. Maybe he'll leave when he's at 31, 32, but we got many years before we need to start worrying about that. So I think we're good for now with Saka. But Saliba, if we don't start backing up our ideas and winning things, then I think he's gone.
Yeah. I think both clubs are very, very similar situations. Both clubs have massive summers coming up. I don't have faith in our ownership doing what it needs to do to go a challenge again next season. I think we've got the potential to either make or break the season next season. Clearly going to win the title this season, but Arsenal got a big Champions League game coming up against Real Madrid. No Gabriel now for the season. Massive miss. I can't even explain how big of a miss that is for Arsenal. But yeah, big games at the weekend. Reece will have one eye on Sunday with us going to Fulham. Tricky game. We'll have one eye on your game against Everton. Pretty much swapping the games out of what they were this week. They're now swapping opponents for this weekend. We'll be back next week. Hopefully, Liverpool have one closer step to the title, or Arsenal going to close in on Liverpool by the end of the weekend. Thank you for watching. Make sure you do smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, share with your friends, share with everyone you want to share with. Thank you for watching. Have a great week and have a great weekend, guys. Thank you.